What's good, friends and family? This your boy Lou Moon back to you with another update on why hasn't Part 10 been out. So I'm going to explain to you why Part 10 hasn't been out. But if you see this video, just please like, share, subscribe. I hope most of you understand the situations I'm going through and the reason why Part 10 hasn't been out. And also the making of this video, because one YouTuber asked my whereabouts and things like that. So I told him I would post this video explaining the reason why Part 10 and my whereabouts. So as y'all may know, I have to relocate to a different area. So I'm no longer in the apartment I was before. So now I'm located into a newer, bigger apartment with cheaper living. So that's pretty much life in itself sometimes. And not to mention that I still have not fully settled into my new apartment. So most of my belongings are still in storage, and I'm still doing the things I can to quickly get those into my new place within my means financially. So with that being said, that's the reason why Part 10 hasn't been out. Plus, I've been trying to catch up on some rest because I've been constantly running around working in between jobs. So that's pretty much the reason why I haven't posted any videos. But I have been looking at you guys' comment. I have received inboxes from my subscribers wanted to know my whereabouts and say, hey, we understand. And then there are those like, hey, it was taking so long. But there's nothing negative about it. I know you guys are anticipating for this series to progress. And even myself am anticipating for this series to progress as well. So, one thing that you all must know is I never leave any work undone. There are a few of them where I feel that I can do better with it or just ended it all completely. There are those that I left undone, and there's a reason for that. But the Leoma series, codename Love Is Only a Mile Away series, is an ongoing series which I continue to pursue. So as you all know what's going on from the first part all the way to the ninth part, that has been going downhill for the heroes. And that is my intention, because there are many stories where the good guys always win in the end, but there's no love for the bad guys, right? So yeah, part 3, season 3 focuses on giving the bad guys the upper edge. So as I was doing the parts, each part has a brand new idea that I wanted to incorporate. So originally, the original season 3 had Eggman Naga as the main antagonist, which he had another antagonist, Porsay, help contribute to his success. I scrapped that idea because of Sonic Generations, and I was deeply inspired of the main antagonist in that, well, he's kind of like a sub-antagonist, which is Infinite. So I wanted to get to know him a little bit better, read up on his persona, his style of fighting, and what keeps him motivated. And I can say I kind of got enough information about him, or still fully understanding as to how I wanted to develop this character as the season somewhat comes to a close. Yes, season 3 is unfortunately comes to a close. So what does that mean for the series? As y'all know, what comes to a close will also open. So that leaves more opportunities and more ideas for season 4. Yes, you guys heard it. Season 4 is on the way. Not after I give you some spoilers for season 4. So with season 3, we have some light of hope with Maria being saved by Shadow and the Sage himself. And yet I'm still trying to figure out if you guys can find the reference between the Sage himself and the Grand Sage. If you can guess the reference between them two, I highly recognize you as one of my top fans. Even though you all are my top fans. And some of you are considered as family. You guys been with me since season 1. Even on the way to 200 subs, I'm only 16 away. But I just realized I lost a subscriber, I guess, due to the longevity of weight, and they feel that I just jumped off the face of the earth. So right now I'm at 17. I need 17 more subs to be 200. Will I get there? I have no idea. But that's based off word of mouth and you guys sharing my videos, liking and subbing. But to those that are still with me, I greatly appreciate it and I greatly love you all as the same. But one thing you can guarantee from me is that these videos are not going undone. These videos are not being uploaded and then just left in the dust. Not until I give you some updates on my whereabouts. But I mean, that's just life. So pretty much life and me trying to recover on rest, and even to the point of needing some type of encouragement. Sometimes I can be discouraged in making videos because I don't know you guys' input. Sometimes I see you guys watch it, maybe a like here and there, but no input. Maybe like 1 or 2 subscribers, which I greatly appreciate you guys commenting, so I can kind of grasp what you think of it. But overall, the series has not been disliked, which I greatly appreciate. So looking at my algorithm, each part gets an average of 50 to 60 views. Even to the point of I'm over 100 views, like the first 3 parts or something, but part 9, it should be in the hundreds if I'm not mistaken. And even I will go back and watch the video sometimes to make sure I'm not missing any key point. But with that being said, as I was scrolling around, I was looking for ideas on how to make season, if not 3, but 4 better. Give you like, what's going on in his head? What type of ideas he got? And yes, I will publicly announce that Infinite, in addition to Chiffon, his aide, and his other accomplices, they're not the main antagonists. So once season 3 comes to an end, you will see the main antagonist, the main antagonist. This one I had developed or had an idea of always having a female antagonist. Of course, there are like those that have helped the main antagonist, but I'm talking about the female as a complete main antagonist. So that would be cool. And I have adopted some candidates or some character designs that fit my idea of how I want to pursue season 4. So as season 3 is somewhat coming to an end, that sheds a new light on how season 4 is going to come about. So I want to dedicate this to solely on the females, because I know some of the females in the first two seasons has not even gotten any, shine and glory. Is always the main protagonist, like Silver, Sonic Shadow, my character, Paranormal Aura's character. They always get some of the glory. So I want to try to make it to where it's like, if you want to say girl power. So with season 4 coming up, and yeah, that's a spoiler, Infinite is not the main antagonist. So, which that main antagonist is going to be revealed somewhat close to the closing end of season 3, and also a return to a familiar character that has not been seen since season 2. I'm pretty sure you know who it is. So, and not only that, she's going to be a key player into saving Soul Kingdom in season 4, while season 3 has been an ongoing offense from the antagonist. And this is where the Grand Sage says that it must be done this way, because the Phantom Ruby has its advantages and disadvantages, just like Sonic's super form, depending on where he's at. If he's in Mobius, when he powers down, he gets a great boost of rejuvenation. But if he's in Mobius, the anti-version of Mobius, he gets drained. Per Scourge, when he used the Anarchy Burial to power up into Super Scourge. And when he's in Mobius, since the Anarchy Burial was not the main source of power in the original Mobius, but in Mobius instead, when he powers down in Mobius, he gets completely drained and vulnerable. Whereas Sonic, he powers down, he feels great in his own hometown. Whereas Scourge powers down in Sonic's hometown, he's completely at a disadvantage. Whereas if he wasn't powered down in Mobius, you kind of get the gist of it. But in Infinite's case, he succeeds. So that's pretty much the spoiler there. But I want you to see how he succeeds in overruling Soul Kingdom. Just like Blaze mentioned, we just not going to give it up to him just as easy. But even the Sage, or Vex in this case, he says that it must be done this way. I spoke with the Grand Sage. She says that it must be done this way, and I'm here to make sure that everything transitions according to the rules. And if any of those boundaries are broken, either I myself or Infinite in this case would be penalized. But in Infinite's case, he's using the power of the Phantom Ruby to the full, and as a result is going to have a major drawback. However, one can only ask, how has he received the Phantom Ruby? I know in Sonic Generations he received it by some other means, but in this case, in my story, I want to make it to where he received the Phantom Ruby from a source that could possibly maybe received it from the past sages. That's the reason why the main sage is involved in the transition, and to make sure everything goes smoothly for the heroes. But there's also hidden questions as to why the sages have to step in, where their disciples are the appointed guardians to helping Silver and Blaze achieve total protection and salvation for Soul Kingdom and many kingdoms around him. So now here comes more new characters entering the picture, such as Amy. So the Amy in my video, she's portrayed as the Amy from Sonic Heroes. So that means she's more of a speed character. Just instead of her being a damsel in distress like Sonic always carries her in the games to save her life, blah blah blah. Even in the point with Sally, but Amy is her own. She's her own formidable fighter, and she will aid the heroes into doing that because it has some effect on the Rose Kingdom as well. And she just can't let that slide, so she has no choice but to help. So, with you guys waiting on part 10, I guess I can give you a description on how it's gonna go down. So in part 10, not only that Maria has returned, but also Sonic has returned back to Soul Kingdom with Amy. So the heroes are surprised that they got a new addition to the team. And excuse me. And Amy has assured them that she's going to provide the most support that they can that they need, given that her abilities as a speed character with a Pico hammer and things like that, she will play the strongsman within the female heroes. So that's what part 10 is somewhat consists of, but I'm not going to give you all of it. But just look forward to part 10 being, if not the same, or as a little bit longer from part 9. I think I gave you guys like 10-15 minutes on that part. But I'm thinking about doing the same for part 10, which was set up for part 11. And hopefully after part 11, maybe the next couple of parts would be the closing of season 3, being prepared for season 4. I know y'all like, wow, we can't wait. So when is this all gonna happen? As of now, like I said, I'm still settling into my new apartment, but I'm kind of getting little things here and there done for each part. Maybe spending average maybe 2.5 to 3 hours for just only 3 to 4 minutes of clips. You may say like, why so long for so little clips? Because you got to realize that I'm doing all this on the fly, and I want to get as much detail to you guys in terms of going to the next part and also putting the pieces together from the previous 2 seasons. I think I mentioned this in my last video, but overall it's going to be good. Just be assured it's going to be really good. So, and in addition to that, we are now in the month of May. That means we're transitioning from spring to summer in the next month. So a lot of things going to be a little busy, and you guys going to spend most of your times with your families or enjoying the weather. I completely understand that. So sometimes you guys may not have the time to sit back and watch some of these videos or even look back on the videos because it's so nice and you guys want to have fun. I completely understand that. So who wants to sit behind a screen for countless hours? And outside is just as better, right? Regardless, my videos will be here. So my videos will be here. I will be here for you because, hey, I wouldn't be here without you guys. Like I say, people not finishing their videos and they're all good motivates me to finish mine. So, yeah, so had some ideas. So what does that mean for, I think I mentioned it a couple minutes ago. For season 4, there's going to be, like I said, an all new antagonist will be introduced. And it's roughly to be a female. So as you understand, the first 2 parts had male antagonists. First was Interjack. Then second part was Mephiles being the main antagonist, with Mephiles being like the sub antagonist. Kind of like he's setting up for the ultimate plan of Mephiles. Then Flash being somewhat the chaotic neutral character in the bridge and saving not only his existence, but also the existence of the kingdoms, because he is pure chaos, given that he is Nozzle's brother. And some ask, will Flash make a return? Although we have not seen Flash in this season, because like I said, he fulfilled this duty. However, that doesn't mean he's gone. So chances are he will be back, or he is coming back in season 4. Will his powers be used again? Most likely. But as I mentioned, that once Infinite fulfilled his duty and roles using the power of the Phantom Ruby, the person that's responsible of giving him the power of the Phantom Ruby is going to take control, given that she already knows the circumstances of the Ruby's power. And she's going to make sure that darkness will always prevail and Infinite will always get somewhat his way and what he wants. But that comes as a price. If he gets what he wants, she gets complained. She gets complete domination. And this is where the lady heroes come in at, like Blaze, Lupe, Sally, Luna. This is where they come in at, because they're gonna be the key players. They're gonna be the key characters into saving Soul Kingdom as per season 4. So, fellas, you get to sit back and enjoy this one. So, in this case, they're gonna take care of Infinite and his armies, while the queen and the rest of the ladies are gonna take care of the main antagonist, which is a female. She will be introduced, hopefully, with the return of a character at the end of this season. And I stumbled across her design, and I was like, man, she would go good with this series. So I'm like, okay, how can I incorporate her in this series? And lo and behold, I was like, well, I got an extra room to fit her. We all know Infinite making himself look good, but however, he's not the main antagonist, and he got strict rules from a outer source. So you're going to see how it all ties in together. You're going to be like, oh, that makes perfect sense. I see what you did there. But that's kind of cool, or I don't like it. I mean, whatever case may be, you guys are entitled to your critiqueness and your criticisms. And I mean, I'm all for it. So far, I don't see anyone has ongoing series such as mine. Given season 2 and season 1 has been the longest. Each part was like 20-30 minutes. And I decided to cut those short, but make it more detailed and more finite. Yeah, so I kind of got somewhat my life together. I'm still trying to stay afloat. You know, struggle is real, it's life. That's the part of being an adult. And I had a birthday that passed April, so I didn't do much for my birthday. I'm still planning on doing things for my birthday. So yeah, being 38 has its merits, but I'm still here, still kicking, still enjoying the Sonic-based fandom, and there's also other anime fandoms. So I got to make room for each of my interests. But yes, season 3 will continue, and I'm gonna try to get the part 10 out as quickly as possible within my means and within a timely manner. I know it's been like 3 months since part 9 been out. But that's all due to life circumstances and challenges. And I do apologize for those that are waiting too long, but I'm pretty sure you guys understand why. Y'all just needing an update. So the least I can do is give y'all this spoiler for how season 3 is coming to an end. Yes, the antagonists are winning, and everything's going to transition to where darkness will reign victorious. And then part 4 sets up. Then season 4 was set up. It's somewhat downfall, but with continued pressure towards the heroes. With the introduction of a main antagonist. That involves new content, like maybe introduction of new characters on my end, because I got new OCs, and not only that, new transformations or redesigns of old transformations of maybe my twin wolves, Blue Moon and Luna. They got new transformations. They got new transformations coming up. They're